Emily, we're here. Would you like to see your new home?
I could tell my moon didn't want me. It was cold and hard like the Murrays.
That's Jimmy, our first cousin. Your first cousin once removed.
Take the child inside. Put her bag up in my room.
No! I want Pandora!
I never want to hear that cat's name again.
She's overtired.
Pandora!
She's gone, Emily.
She followed us here. I know she did.
Little darling, you come inside.
She could at least let me hunt for my cat.
Try not to coddle the child. It'll do her no service in the end.
Aren't there any lamps?
No, she don't like newfangled things.
Aunt Elizabeth thinks oil lamps are newfangled.
Yeah.
Are these all Murray's?
Yeah, everyone.
Well, who are they?
That's great-grandfather, Hugh Murray. Great-grandmother Mary Shipley. They built this house 100 years ago.
My great-great-grandparents. He looks fierce, but she looks nice.
They say she had second sight.
What's that?
You're scared of me.
No, I'm not.
Your eyes are like hers in the picture.
A working farm cannot afford idleness. You'll be expected to pull your own weight.
Yes, Aunt Elizabeth.
Oh, poor lamb. You must be worn out from the trip.
No, in the morning, you'll help Cousin Jimmy with the milk cows. And then Aunt Laura with the floors and the dusting, and me in the garden. And then in the evenings, we can have Bible study together. What did that child say?
Look at her. She's exhausted.
Oh, very well. I'll excuse her from supper. Jimmy can take her upstairs.
Up we go.
dear.
Save some pity for me. I'm the one that has to sleep with a fidgety child in my bed. Just look at this dress. Oh, what must her father have been thinking?
Oh, but it's so pretty. Well, for such an impractical dress.
She hasn't a sensible garment to her name.
Oh.
And what might this be?
I believe it's her father's cardigan.
Mm-hmm. I expressly ordered her to leave it behind.
Oh, please, Elizabeth. She's just a child.
Get rid of it. Oh, Wuthering Heights, indeed? Oh, I won't have that child reading novels. She's fanciful enough as it is.
Oh, shh. You'll wake her.
It's another book. Looks like some kind of a diary.
You mustn't read it.
Don't be ridiculous. She'll soon learn in this house children have no secrets. How could Mother be so perfect when her family is so despicable? I detest Uncle Wallace. He looks like an overgrown pig. And Aunt Elizabeth's heart is made of granite.
How dare you?
You wicked, ungrateful child.
Give it to me.
No! Oh! Demon.
You had no right prying into my innermost soul.
It was evil-minded rubbish.
It was mine.
I suppose you think it's clever to insult your elders and betters.
Elders maybe, but not betters.
You are a vicious child. And what's more, your spelling is atrocious.
Then find me a dictionary.
Perhaps I shall, and then you can look up the word ingratitude.
I can't help it if I'm a writer. I have to write things down.
A what?
A writer. Or at least I will be. And you can't stop me.
You'll see about that. As of today, there will be no books, no papers, no letters of any kind.
You can't mean that.
You are not permitted to write a single word in this house, and you will confine your reading to history and the Bible. Stop that infernal crying and go to sleep. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Life is difficult enough without giving in to self-pity. Better. Now sleep.
Excuse me, sir, but when is the next train due?
Oh, sooner or later. Later rather than sooner. But I'm no authority.
Aren't you the station master?
Heavens, no. I'm the lamplighter. Shedding light on the subject, that's what I do best. What do you do best, Miss...
Starr. Emily Starr. I don't do anything the best. But I will. I'm going to be a writer.
Aha! Well, I scribble a bit myself, you know. My friends call me Charles.
How do you do, Charles?
Running away from home, are we?
No. Is that plain to see?
Well, little girl alone, satchel, middle of the night.
Please, Charles, I beg of you. Don't tell. It's true I'm striking out on my own, but I have good reason. I can't tolerate my Aunt Elizabeth.
Aha! A villain. Well, this smacks of crisis. Are you hungry, child?
I couldn't touch myself.
Never make a decision on an empty stomach. Sit yourself down. Nothing fancy, just bread and treacle, molasses. Now, but it fills the belly quite nicely. Now, what is so dreadful about Aunt Elizabeth?
Well, for one thing, she doesn't want me. She took me out of duty. She hates everything I love. And I'm not allowed a single book in the house, except the Bible.
Parents alive?
They're both in heaven.
Alone in the world, just like I was at your age. I was 12 years old when my father was put in debtor's prison.
Prison?
Dreadful humiliation. There I was, frightened, exhausted, hunger gnawing at my innards. Forced to labor in a blacking factory.
How awful for you.
Oh, awful, yes. But it was grist for the mill. I'd run home every night at midnight, scribble tales of the horrors I witnessed at the factory. Children bereft. Cruelty and greed of adults.
You wrote about your own life?
Every writer does. It's the story we know best.
But who would be interested in reading about Aunt Elizabeth?
Not interested in an ogre? My dear girl, ogres sell books. Are there any more at home like her?
Aunt Laura, but she's scared of her own shadow.
A victim. Who else?
Cousin Jimmy. He's an odd old soul.
An ogre, a victim, and a savant. My dear girl, you have struck gold. And you want to run away from it? I'd move in there myself if they'd have me. Write about them, Emily. Don't throw away the gift.
But I'm not allowed pen or paper.
Oh, the ogre. Well, find a way around her, then. Write in the sand, the dust, the bark of trees. A writer thrives on adversity. That's where the emotion comes from. Love, fear, anger. Precious jewels, everyone.
You really think I could write about my relatives?
Could, should, and must. It's the chance of a lifetime, Emily Starr. If you're truly a writer, you will go back and face the music.
Go back to New Moon? Even if I'm scared?
Oh, you won't be scared for long. The stories in your head will lighten your heart.
Hello, Starling.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm speaking to the most wonderful person. He's a writer, and his father was thrown in prison. Charles? 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 He was there a second ago.
You about ready to come home now, Starling? I think you forgot something back there.
David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. He said his name was Charles. Do you think?
Come along now, Starling.
grist for the mill.
Hmm? What is keeping that child?
You look tired, Elizabeth.
So would you be if you tried to sleep with all that squirming and snuffling.
Good morning, Aunt Elizabeth. I hope you slept well.
You look like a street urchin with that hair. And what is that you're wearing?
Your pancakes smell delicious, Aunt Laura.
I asked you what you're wearing.
Oh, dear.
My father's cardigan. It's extremely practical, especially on windy days.
I thought we disposed of that garment.
It just seems so. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I should have done what you asked.
It's made of the finest Shetland wool. You can't just throw it away.
Much as I appreciate this sudden thrift, I'm afraid I disagree. Laura?
I'm sorry, Emily.
A Murray must always maintain a respectable appearance.
I'll try to knit you something nice with the wool. What about your breakfast?
Mind you take those milk cows to pasture.
Wind's too strong. Don't like it.
They say a hurricane's expected on the mainland tonight.
Come on. All the tasty grass to eat. Though you should be on a reducing diet. Come on.
Cows are supposed to be fat.
Why won't she budge?
Well, you ask her nice? Huh? Buttercup likes ticking behind the ears.
Buttercup?
Yeah, cows are named after flowers. This is Buttercup, that's Bluebell, and that's Daisy.
Why won't she come with me?
Just don't like the wind. Me neither.
I do. I love it. The Wood Woman's my closest friend in the world.
Here. You take my staff. You walk to the pasture. They'll follow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Go on, walk.
Come on. Don't be pokey. Come on. Buttercup, look. I have to write this in my mind so I can remember it. The hawk's sword. No, sword's too ordinary. The hawk wafted. Too much
Wafted sounds good to me.
The hawk sailed on silvery wings.
Would you look at that?
Silver.
Hey, the gate's open! Run for your life! McPherson's bull is a known killer. Run!
I can't!
Just run for it! Come on, you big idiot! Come and get me! You big ugly warthog! You could have charged out of this gate like a hurricane and thrown us both to kingdom come!
Who are you?
Who am I? Well, I'm the fellow that saved your life is all.
Look at my dress! Aunt Elizabeth will be so angry.
Well, I think she'd be a whole lot angrier if you was dead.
I guess I should thank you.
Barry Miller from Stovepipe Town. So, You the new girl down at New Moon?
You're quick. I just got here last night.
Well, not much gets past me. Yep. You see this? Oh, them fences are rotten. Heck, it's a 1 year old line trampled in your beds by bulls.
How would bulls get in our bed?
You see, my point here is, you need a hard hand.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Lucky for you, I happen to be available.
Well, you'll have to ask Aunt Elizabeth, and she says no to almost everything.
Well, you put in a good word for me, seeing as how I saved your life.
If I say anything nice about you, Aunt Elizabeth will hate you on principle.
Well, maybe you should say you hate me.
How can I say I hate you when you just saved my life?
Ain't no pretty house like these in Stovepipe Town.
Why not?
Well, some folks more luckier than others. Ain't you noticed?
Pandora! Oh, I knew you'd find me. Oh, you wonderful, splendid cat. Aunt Elizabeth threw her out of the buggy and left her to die in the woods. But she found me. Isn't she the most beautiful creature you've ever seen?
Oh, she's something, all right.
Emily! That's Aunt Laura. We have to hide her. Aunt Elizabeth hates cats.
Well, go on, hide her. I'll keep her busy.
Emily, is that you?
You're not Emily.
No, missus?
I was just going to show her how to collect eggs. So, who are you exactly?
Paramilla, missus. I'm the answer to your prayers.
No, you'll suffocate in here. I'm sure you'll like it here. I'll bring you food, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of mice to catch. What is this place? Why is it locked up? My father's cardigan. Aunt Laura saved it for me.
Emily? Emily Starr?
That child will be the death of me.
Flowers from a long-lost beau. Do you think Aunt Elizabeth ever had a suitor? Have you ever seen such ugly wrapping paper? Paper! It's actually paper! There's so much to write about. I feel like I'm going to burst with words. Pandora came back. I'm at war with Aunt Elizabeth. I almost got gored by a bull. But first, let me describe New Moon.
Some things around here sure do need some attending to, don't they, missus? Well, you see, I'll show you. Look, the tackle, it's all rusted. Should be polished to a shine. And, well, if you look here, the feed bin, some of these boards are all rotten. Oh. Rats must have a field day. You know, missus, back in Stovepipe Town, the rats so bad, they steal the food right out of your hand.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Goodness.
Uh-huh. That's one of the reasons I left.
So, is that where you're from? Stovepipe Town?
Yes, missus.
Oh.
Live there with my Aunt Tom and her kids. Stovepipe Town. Not too many ways to get ahead there. Not like here.
You're really quite industrious.
Well, not too many things I enjoy more than a hard day's work.
Well, you might find this a bit quiet here.
Oh, I hate noise. Reminds me of Stovepipe Town, Saturday nights when everyone's drinking.
But you don't
Drink? No. Oh, no. No, I've seen the results.
We don't allow drinking at New Moon.
You see, the thing is, Mrs. I need this job.
When did you last eat a wholesome meal?
And who might this be?
Oh, Perry Miller from Stovepipe Town, Mrs.
It's Miss.
Yeah, but there's, two yous. Mrs. You get it?
Are you in my parlor for any reason? Because I haven't time for a social visit.
Well, the way I see it, he needs a hard hand and, well, I need a job.
I'm afraid that's only half true. If that's your only business, you may go.
Oh, please, Elizabeth, hear the boy out.
Well, what about them open gates and them, rotten fences? Tell you the truth, Mrs., if I hadn't been there, then, your niece might have been trampled by bulls.
It seems poor Emily was almost killed. Young Mr. Miller saved her life.
No doubt about it, Mrs. A few moments later, and, she was a goner.
What bulls are these, Mr. Miller?
Well, I saw the first one myself, but, heard the other ones. They were in, McPherson's backfield.
As far as I'm aware, Mr. McPherson uses that field to pasture his steer.
Well, it didn't seem polite, you know, looking too close into it with, Emily there and all.
You may go.
I need a extra hand.
Jimmy's wanted someone to help him for years.
That's right, I have.
Well, Mr. Miller, not only have you rescued my niece from a ravaging steer, you have also turned my entire family against me.
Oh, no, Mrs.
I'll give you a job on the strict condition that you never call me Mrs. again.
Sure thing, Mrs. Miss Murray, ma'am.
You'll get room and board and 50 cents a week. Have you any family?
Only my Aunt Tom and her kids, but you won't see hide nor hair of them.
Good. I'm hiring you, not your relations. Now, you can sleep in the shed.
But you'll take your meals with us. I made chicken pot pie tonight.
Why don't you give him the key to the larder and we'll send him to school with Emily?
Oh, I'd love to go to school. I'd be good at the reading and the writing.
Appearances to the contrary, I have not started a charity for wayward orphans.
Well, you should be warm enough with the heat from Jimmy's stove.
Oh, don't you worry about me now, Mrs.
Oh, it seems so Spartan.
Whew. Never had my own room before. Or my own bed, come to that.
It's not much of a bed.
Well, looks good enough to me.
No, I could mend that. And maybe cut down some of Jimmy's old clothes to fit you.
Well, that'd be just fine, Mrs.
I'm sure I could find some bits of old cloth to stuff a pillow.
Oh, like a regular palace.
For this and all thy gifts, may the Lord make us truly thankful. Amen.
Looks like the latch is broken. I'll get to it in the morning, Mrs.
You'll do what Jimmy tells you to do. Try to remember you're just the chore boy.
Oh, no. Not for long, Mrs. One of these days, I'm gonna be Prime Minister of Canada.
Not unless you learn to chew with your mouth closed.
You're very quiet, Emily.
Sorry.
What were you doing, Emily, this afternoon? I must have called you a dozen times.
I was communing with nature.
Where did this communing take place?
Emily, are you all right?
For pity's sake!
I'm sorry.
I have not excused you from the table.
But the milk will stain my dress.
Oh, very well, you're excused.
Stop. Wind. Stop.
You know it can't harm you. There was an accident when Jimmy was a boy. It was windy.
I hardly think it's necessary to tell the chore boy our family history.
Won't you sleep in your room tonight? I worry about you in the barn.
It's all right, Puss Puss. It's only the Wind Woman. Look, you can almost see her, dancing in the trees. Wind Woman, you always come to me when I need you.
Emily? Emily, are you hiding? Please answer me. I won't be angry. Emily? God. You'll catch your death. Oh, my saints, the cat.
Yes, she followed us here, and I'm never giving her up again.
Oh, Emily.
When Father gave her to me, I promised him I'd take care of her. I promised Father.
You poor child. Perhaps Elizabeth is right, though. You seem a little too excitable.
No, I'm not.
Your imagination runs away with you.
That's because I'm a writer.
I'm sorry, it's just not healthy.
I believe I'm going to be a famous writer someday. Don't you?
Yes, I believe I do.
Holy Toledo! Never seen a wind like that in my life. Whew. Sun bad out there, missus. Thought the spots were gonna blow right off them cows.
Laura? Laura? Where are you? Where are they, Jimmy?
Everybody's gone.
I hardly ever come up here anymore. We've kept the door locked since Julia left home.
Did Mother used to play up here?
Oh, she loved it here. This was her special place, where she could dream and read and escape her older sisters.
I bet Aunt Elizabeth lost her, too.
Oh, Elizabeth loved Juliet.
Laura? Laura, where are you?
She was heartbroken when Juliet ran away.
Is that why she locked the door?
This room's been like an old wound, festering in the dark.
Good Lord. this. Cat.
I couldn't help it.
You deliberately disobeyed me.
You don't understand. I have to write things down.
No, you don't understand. If you want to stay under my roof, you'll do as you're told. The alternatives for you are not pleasant.
You mean the orphanage?
I swear that cat is possessed by Satan himself.
She's a beautiful cat.
It's my fault, Elizabeth. I should have watched her more closely.
Emily is old enough to know right from wrong.
I know it's wrong to be cruel and hard and make other people's lives a misery. And now I know why Father hated the Murrays.
Your father was a stubborn, difficult man.
He had more love in his little finger than you'll ever have. That's why Mother ran away with him and left you.
You are an evil child.
My mother never loved you. She feared you.
Give me that cat.
No!
Drown it myself.
Pandora! I hate you! I hate you!
Stop it! Stop that! Emily!
Pandora! Pandora, come here! Pandora! Pandora!
Come back!
Don't leave me! Pandora!
You go that way.
I'll go over here.
Oh, where are you? Emily! You come back now, girl!
My darling child.
Have you come for me?
Just to tell you, we love you.
Take me with you.
When you finish your work here,
Won't you stay?
As long as you need us.
I miss you so much.
sleep, sweetheart. And when you wake up, you'll be safe and warm.
Well, I think I saw Pandora.
Ugh, damn cat. If I ever find it, I will personally extinguish each and every one of its 9 lives.
Easy now, missus. It's the reason this whole thing started in the first place.
Please, Elizabeth, he didn't mean it.
Look!
It's Jimmy.
Oh, my Lord. That boy better hurry with the doctor if he knows what's good for
Careful
him.
now. Let's take her sweater off. I'll get her boots. You sleep in my room. I'll stay here with her.
I blame myself for this.
Oh, no, Elizabeth.
I should have been stricter from the start.
I don't see how you could have been.
Father would have said it's our duty to curb that wild temperament of hers.
Yes, Elizabeth.
I never liked the garret. Juliet used to hide up there, keeping to herself. Wasn't healthy.
Juliet did love you, Elizabeth. The child was angry. She said that to hurt you.
We'll speak no more about it. The key. Give me the key. I'm going to make certain that garret's kept locked from now on.
The key?
It was hanging outside the door. I assumed you took it.
Yes, that is, I must have lost it out in the woods when we were looking for Emily. Jimmy, we need some hot water.
I'll wait for the doctor downstairs.
Dora.
It's all right, love. We'll find her.
Where am I?
You're here at New Moon. You're home.
Hmm?